What is going on, everybody? I'm here at Lincoln Landing for the second Coosa River Team Trail stop of the year, and this is actually my second tournament video, full tournament video of the 2023 season. And I'm here at my home lake, which is a good thing. Anytime you get to fish a tournament on the home water, it's good. So I'm riding solo today. My partner Zeke Gossett is at the Alabama Bass Nation tournament down at Lake Martin, so hopefully he catches them down there. And I'm gonna go have fun and fish hard and hopefully hammer a good bag of fish here. Now, honestly, Logan Martin's fishing tough right now. The last couple weeks, it's been a little tough. I'm not really sure why that is, because the rest of the Coosa's fishing really good, is at least the bottom half. But there's a bunch of boats here, and it's still gonna take a lot of weight. I'm sure it'll take 18 pounds, and it could take more than that. You never know. Or it could take a hair less, but it's gonna be somewhere in that department. I'd feel really comfortable with 18 pounds if I could catch that. I only had like 12 yesterday in practice. I mean, it wasn't really practice, it was a guide trip, but it was kind of like practice. I treat every day on the water like a learning experience. So now it's time to dump it in the water and go fish hard for about 9 hours and see what I come up with. So wish me luck. It's an amazing blessing to get to share the gospel and share the word of God in the morning at the tournaments. I do that for the Coosa River Team Trail, and I actually get to do that for the Bassmaster Opens as well. But when I got done after that, I was running down the river, and every place I wanted to stop in the current was taken. So I just kept on running, hoping that I would run into somewhere I could actually stop and make a cast. The water is filthy. The current is ripping. It's gotten way dirtier since yesterday on my guide trip. It is rolling. Like 27 degrees, so I've got a little bit of ice building up. Not ideal condition, other than current. Normally current's a great thing on the Coosa, but the current bite has been tough the last, really since December. The current bite hasn't been very good for me. I've caught fish on it, but nothing special. That's the kind. That's a pig. That is a big one. That one absolutely stomped it too. Okay. Good old 3.5 pounder, I'm guessing. Find out. Pounds 11 ounces, 3 3/4. First fish of the morning. Look at that thing. Woo! So after catching that big one on my first stop, I was feeling pretty good about it, and I'm like, oh man, I'm about to hammer him on current. I caught that fish on a 1/2 ounce spot remover colored jackhammer with a pearl blue glimmer diesel minnows trailer, and I really did think, you know, maybe today is going to be the day I catch a bunch of big ones in the current. So I start running that pattern, and it was absolutely not happening. And so I really didn't know what to do next, but I just kept on moving and kept on fishing what I know to fish. And I pulled up on a place where I've been getting a few bites on a backside river point. It's a place where there's an eddy, and there's been a few bass just kind of roaming around in that spot. All right, I only got one fish. It's 9:25. Struggling, but gotta keep my head in the game. At least the one I got, it's almost a 4 pounder, so I got the right one at least. See what I can do. When I got there, I fished the current break hard, and I actually fished down the bank. I fished the backside eddy, all that stuff. I threw an A-rig on it, a chatterbait, a willow vibe. I threw an Ed Beaky at him, and then finally I turned around to about 20 feet of water and saw a suspended one, and bam, there she was. And to my surprise, I thought it was going to be a catfish, but it was a big, beautiful spot. fish for 8 pounds, 6 ounces. After catching my third fish in that eddy, I fished around it a little bit longer, and I caught a bunch of catfish. There was a lot of suspended, little 2-pound catfish, and I get pretty tired of those quick, so I ran down to the next creek down, General Lee's, and I pulled up on the hump out there, and I did live scope one off the brush pile. So that got me up to 4 fish for just a little over 10 pounds. And honestly, I'm not normally concerned about catching a limit on Logan Martin since I live there. But today was one of those days where I really didn't know. I had 2 of those big spots, but I was kind of concerned. It's like, hey, I got to get 5 in the boat. It is just absolutely tough. 4 for 10-1. So I wanted to run the eddy deal a little bit more and just try to duplicate that pattern. So I ran down the lake to another place that breaks the current, and I swung in there and just started hunting with the live scope, looking to see if I could find any. And pretty quickly I caught a drum, and then not long after that I saw fish that were swimming down through there, and I just needed to figure out how to make them eat. And it turned out that the umbrella rig was the way that got the job done. Number 5, finally. Jeez. That's probably the hardest limit I've ever had to scrape up on Logan Martin. I got a lot of culling to do. It's 11:17 and I got 11.5 pounds. Go back-to-back cast. Two pounds, 2 ounces. Gets rid of the one I just caught. I got 12 1/4 now. To catching them. Finally found some fish. They're biting. So I decided to run around, and I had almost 3 hours left in the tournament, and I just wanted to hunt and see if I could catch a few more. And I was only a couple big bites away from having a really good bag. Having those 2 over 3 helped. So I ran offshore river points, I ran shallow river points, I fished suspended fish, I threw a jig down the bank and flushed a jig in the current, and it just was not happening. I don't know what the deal was, but it seemed like the afternoon bite was really terrible that day. So I finally did pull into one other spot, just a hump with some brush on it. And, I'm glad I did, because every cull is important. So I was able to pull up and put the troll motor in the water and catch another one, which, hey, a last minute cull is always a good thing, even if it wasn't by much. keeper gave me just under 13 pounds on my scale, which weighed 1346 on the Coosa River Team Trail scale, and put me in 8th place, and I was just ready to get home. I made it home with the Noah man, and the Zeke man, and the Eli man,
And the Tim man.
and the Tim man, and the Amy woman. Made it back to the house. I finished 8th place, and I know that video was a little different. I didn't do the chesty much, but I got all the fish catches on camera, and I had a blast. And I didn't catch very many fish, but I had a solid bag. Finished 8th place out of 98 boats in Coosa River Team Trail stop number 2. So I'll take it. I got paid. Now I'm home, and I'm blessed. Right, Noah? Yeah, I think so.